Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good to be with you. Mr. Bessent, thank you and your family for being with us today. I very much appreciated the conversation we had in the office. Now, I'm going to touch on several topics, so I'm going to ask you some yes or no questions, and I thank you in advance for your brevity. It may surprise many observing today the immense responsibility that the Secretary of Treasury has in stemming the flow of fentanyl and other substances. Now, yes or no, will you commit to continuing the Biden administration's counter-fentanyl strike force, which brought together the Office of Terrorism and Financial Intelligence and IRS criminal investigation to fight financial crime?
Thank you, Senator. I enjoyed our visit. And as I mentioned in your office, this is personal for me as two families who are close to our family lost children to the fentanyl crisis. So I will commit and know that it is my belief that President Trump is laser focused on this issue.
Mr. Bennett, yes or no, will you work with me to ensure that there's more transparency over suspicious activity reports, SARS, at the Financial Crimes Network for Congress?
I believe, as you and I discussed, there is a sleeve of Treasury called TFI, Terrorism Finance, that deals with this within FinCEN, and I believe that I believe that we have to have a 2025 approach to, as you and I talked about, digital currencies and all branches of government. So, yes.
Now, Mr. Bessent, in your role as Treasury Secretary, do you agree that you will play an important role in advising President Trump and congressional Republicans on policy related to the economy, including investment in government programs?
Yes, Senator.
Now, I was pleased in our meeting that you stated, quote, "No cuts will be needed," unquote, to achieve your economic goals. I think that might surprise a lot of my Republican colleagues, but I very much appreciate that conversation that we had. Now, yes or no, will you recommend cutting Medicaid?
I'm sorry. Did you say, I didn't hear whether you said Medicaid or Medicare.
Yes or no, will you recommend cutting Medicaid?
Medicaid? That I will, it's the business of Congress to do the budget, and I am in favor of empowering states, and I believe that for some states that will be an increase, for some states that will be a decrease.
So, Mr. Bessent, will you recommend cutting Medicaid to President Trump? And I'll remind you that you acknowledge that one of your responsibilities as Secretary of the Treasury will be to be providing this advice.
I will get back to you on this when I have seen the details of the full budget proposal once President Trump is in office and if confirmed.
Will you recommend cuts to broadband following the investments that we've been seeing across the country making immense progress in connecting more people across the country that were included in the bipartisan infrastructure law?
Senator, I am unfamiliar with the exact program. It is my understanding that much of the allocated funding has not been dispersed yet. So I will get back to you on that.
Well, Mr. Bessent, a lot of folks back in South Carolina, including some of your farming neighbors, are getting connectivity because of these programs. You may just need to chat with them about the importance of what this program means. As my time expires, it might surprise many here that there's only a couple of us in this body that are members of Head Start, and I imagine we might hear a little bit more of that from my brother in Head Start, Mr. Warnock here. But when we talk about the importance to early education in America, the economic benefit, yes or no, will you recommend cuts to Head Start?
Yeah. Again, Senator, I'll have to get back to you on this. I don't understand the intricacies of that program.
Of Head Start?
Yes, I don't understand the budget ramifications. I don't understand.
Do you know what Head Start is?
Yep, I believe it's an earlier childhood education program.
That's fair, sir. I didn't realize that you had to qualify to get into that program. So the family that I was raised in, we qualified to get into that program. But it opens up doors. I mean, heck, it got a couple of us to the United States Senate. So certainly hope that we might be able to find some agreement in protecting that program. And if someone tries to eliminate that in early childhood education, that we could count on you on behalf of New Mexicans, South Carolinians, and people across America to say, no, we're not going to do that one. Mr. Chairman, thank you for the time today. Appreciate you being here again, sir.
Thank you, Senator Barrasso.